You know, when I did the teaching to you that babies don't come from heaven, all religious people wanted to fight me, because they always believe that it is God that gives children. No, you are responsible for the children you have. The only human being that God produced by himself is Adam. Somebody said to me, but if God really loves man, why does God allow man to suffer? God is not the reason why you suffer. You suffer because you made choices that you couldn't control their outcome. Remember, you have the right to make the choice, but you do not have the power to control the outcome of the choice. So you are a free moral agent, but your freedom is not infinite. You're only a free moral agent to the degree to which you can make choice, but you're not free in determining the outcome of the choice. That's why a boy, a radical boy, can pick a girl on the road, rape her, and get her pregnant. Is God for rape? No. Does God bless rape? No. Why did the boy rape the girl and she's pregnant? Because when God created the universe, he put into the universe abilities and systems, and allows man by his choice to trigger any system or ability. It is not God that gives children. It is man and woman that decides children. That's why in science you can block the process of productivity and God will not push it, because man has the power to determine whether he wants to have children or not. It shows you that God is not part of all that happens. So the boy raped the girl is pregnant. Why? Because inside the girl there is a system, and inside the man there is a system. When two of them meet and trigger those systems have the ability within the system to produce a baby. The only human being that God produced by himself is Adam. That's why Adam does not have deformity. To show you that God is not the one responsible for pregnancy and childbirth. Some children come out without eyes. Some children come out with bent legs. Some children come out with disease. Some children come out with jaundice. That cannot be God. He's perfect in all of his ways. So we're waiting for God to give us a baby. You better go and get a baby. I'm very serious. You better go. Somebody say, where do I go to? Find out where the system is working and make the system work. You know, when I did the teaching to you that babies don't come from heaven, all religious people wanted to fight me, because they always believe that it is God that gives children. No, you are responsible for the children you have. That's why you can determine to have 2 or 3 or 10. And if you have 10, don't come to us telling us there are many. When you were producing them, you should have known that there will be many. So don't make us feel bad that you couldn't take care of your 10 children because we didn't all contribute. It is not a general contribution business. Every family ought to produce the number they can take care of. Somebody is busy pregnanting his wife every year. Mama Obiageri, she has produced 5 every year. She almost died the 5th one, and you want to push another one. Why? You say it is the gift of God. It is the foolishness of you and your wife. It is not the gift of God. You have the ability to stop it. You have the ability to control it. You even have the ability to determine to space the children, so you don't wear your wife out in a hurry. Because there's something that childbirth does to a woman's body. I to stop God. I tried to stop it last year. It has come again. You didn't try anything. You are presumptuous. You are not proactive. Medical science has come out with different ways to block it and to create it. In fact, medical science has advanced to a level they can help you produce a boy if that's what you want, and they can help you produce a girl if that's what you want. And if you want 3, medical science has come out with advanced technology. They will make sure 3 come out. If you want 8, medical science has grown to that level. It shows you the level to which God has given man power on the earth. And the moment the child is born, whether he came by medical science or he came by IVF or he came by surrogacy, whatever form, as the moment the child is born, he begins to tick in God's plan. It fits in, because God's plan is not individuals. God's plans are not dependent on individuals. God's plan is Christ. So when all individuals are born, to navigate into God's plan, once you enter Christ, there's a path for you.
First of all, when you listen to Dr. Abel Damina, did you get anything from his message, from his preaching? Guys, let's understand that out of every nonsense anyone would utter, there would be something that would make sense. Out of every nonsense, there is a sense. A lot of you, I understand, are focused on Pastor Dr. Abel Damina saying God is not the giver of children. God does not give children. Even if we know that Dr. Abel Damina is not 100% right in that statement, but honestly, he is right in everything he said. What I learned from his preaching is, first of all, I learned family planning. If the only thing you took out from that is the statement of Dr. Abel Damina saying God does not give children, then you've missed everything. He might be saying heresy. What he's saying might not be true, but at the end of the day, he spoke facts. God created this universe. He created the earth. He created other planets. He created the soil for us to plant. If you do not plant on that soil, you will not have an harvest. Do you understand? You have the soil. Even though God said be fruitful, multiply, increase, he created everything in place for us to multiply, so that if you do not plant, there is no way you're going to multiply. He created the you understand, the eggs and the spermatozoas, so that once a man and a woman comes together, they can multiply. But if a man and woman doesn't come together, they will not multiply. So I can understand this aspect of Dr. Abel Damina saying that God already put everything in place for us to produce, for us to recreate. That the only person God created was Adam. God told Jeremiah, before you were formed, I knew you. I would interpret it this way, according to Dr. Abel Damina. Even if you were born through IVF, even if it's through one-way cloning, this is what that portion of the Bible means. It doesn't matter how you were formed, but before you were formed, I knew you. Okay, so even if the doctors scientifically formed you, God is trying to tell you that no matter how you were formed, I knew you. But also, when Dr. Abel Damina says God is not the giver of children, let's remember that Joseph and Mary did not have a sexual intercourse for Jesus Christ to be conceived. From the Bible, an angel appeared to Mary and told her that she will bear a child. So Joseph and Mary did not have a sexual intercourse. That also means that God is the giver of children. I understand where Dr. Abel Damina is coming from, but again, his analysis is not complete. That statement, God is not the giver of children, or God does not give children, is inaccurate. Yes, when a child is deformed by birth, well, we are not going to say that it's God's fault. Just like he made the analysis of when a girl is being raped. God doesn't like rape. He doesn't want this to happen. This is bad. This is evil. But again, the mechanism is there. Now, let's talk about if a child is deformed from birth. Medical science says if people with different chromosomes or genes or whatever, DNA or RNA, there are certain kinds of people that should not get married because their children will be deformed. Why? Because they are not a match for each other. What do they call XYZ, all those chromosomes and something? This is why it is important for two people, before you get married, you go and check. Because at the end of the day, if you get married, your children would have problems. And in that case, will you blame God? It is your fault. It is not God's fault. So in conclusion, Dr. Abel Damina, I try to understand where you're coming from. But On the other hand, I don't think you're correct in this analysis that God does not give children. God gives children, but it is our decision to space these children. It is our decision to know how we want to have these children. We are responsible for the children God gives us. As humans, we are responsible as to how we want to have these children. It's your boy, the crackhead, Abel Damina. Yes, I got something from your teaching, but at the other hand, I don't actually understand.